Hi there, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to do some simple watercolor exercises using a tree leaf as a motif. These are the materials that you will need. Shading with watercolor is a technique used to add deep dimension and tonal variation to a watercolor painting. It involves using different shades or tones of the same color or blending multiple colors together to create a gradual transition from light to dark or vice versa. If you want to achieve richer or more intense shading, allow the previous layer to dry completely and then repeat the process by adding additional layers of color. Remember that watercolor is a transparent medium, so it's important to plan your shading and work from light to dark. In this video, we are using different shades of a single color just to start and understand the process. Glazing is a watercolor technique that involves layering transparent washes of color to create subtle variations in tone. By applying thin layers of transparent color over a dry layer, you can obtain a beautiful glazed effect that will add complexity to your watercolor paintings. In this video, we will explore the process of glazing with watercolors using the same or different shades of a single color. Remember that we want to keep simple and just practice to understand the technique. So let's start. In here, I will not be concerned on painting or drawing the exact form of the leaf. My focus will be on the painting. So I'm just copying the key points of the shape to my paper. On watercolor, we should always start from light to dark. However, because we are going to paint 3 separate leaves with different shades, I'm going to start with the dark one. I'm going to paint from dark to light, meaning that the dark leaf will have less water, and I'm going to add water to the paint as I go. In this exercise, I will use always the same shade of blue, and I will be overlapping different shapes of leaves. You paint 2 or 3 shapes and let them dry completely. After the first layer has completely dry, you come back and paint 3 more shapes with the same shade of blue or other color that you are using. Just be careful to not overwork on the areas that are overlapping. Repeat the process one more time. After the second layer has completely dry, paint some more shapes with the same shade of the color that you are using, overlapping them in some areas. Again, be careful to not overwork. This time we are going to make a similar exercise, but we are going to use 3 shades of the same color. I already prepared them in advance, as you can observe in the palette that I have on my right. Again, I'm painting some forms, 4 shapes of the leaf with the same shade, and I'm starting from light to dark. After the first layer has completely dried, you paint the second one. Here, as you can observe, I made a mistake and I jumped immediately to the darkest shade of the color I'm using. When your second layer has completely dry, you paint your third layer of the shade that should be the darkest one. We always paint from light to dark in watercolor, and of course we can use more than 3 layers, but here we are just trying out our first steps. Small tip: I always use a bit of tape to secure my paper to the table so it doesn't move as I paint.